Oh man, guys, I am going to apologize now for how much I'm about to gush about Blue Beetle. So buckle in, guys, because I loved this movie. Blue Beetle is the 14th installment of the DCEU. Yes, it should be DCU, but it's still the DCEU. And it follows Jaime Reyes, who suddenly finds himself in possession of an ancient relic of alien biotechnology called the Scarab. When the Scarab chooses Jaime to be its symbiotic host, he's bestowed with an incredible suit of armor that's capable of extraordinary and unpredictable powers, forever changing his destiny as he becomes the superhero Blue Beetle. And this stars Maridueña in the title role of Blue Beetle Jaime Reyes, Bruna Marquezine as Jenny Cord, George Lopez as Rudy Reyes, Belissa Escobedo, and many more, guys. Susan Sarandon's in this. I really can't just talk enough about how much I really enjoyed this movie. I liked Blue Beetle a lot. Let's start out with our leading man, Xolo Maridueña. He really sets and gets comfortable in the role of Jaime Reyes. He has a charm about him that just works. He has magnetism, just like he did in Cobra Kai, that I really enjoy. I think that he brings it here as Jaime Reyes, and he's a little unsure, just getting out of college, really figuring things out, but by the end, gains that confidence, gains that fun spirit, and I love seeing the evolution of Jaime Reyes through the film and seeing him blend with the Scarab. I really enjoyed the energy between him and the Scarab, the dynamic between him and his family, and I love that he really becomes the leader of his family. And I love him, man. He's great as Miguel. He's great here as Jaime Reyes. George Lopez is awesome. His comedic timing, as usual, is just amazing. Absolutely perfect. This man killed it, and he was great in the dynamic between him and Xolo. Really enjoyed George Lopez. Brought so much comedy and such a large character into the film with the uncle. I thought he was hilarious. I also thought Belissa Escobedo was really good as well. Very funny, bounced off of Jaime very well. I just really enjoyed the dynamic between a lot of them. Bruna Marquezine, she was awesome. Great as Jenny Cord. Some of her line delivery was a little odd, but I did like her and Xolo together. I thought they made a cute couple, and I really liked them a lot. Guys, we got to talk about the themes of family, of leadership, and just the culture embedded in this. It's imbued with Latin culture, and I think that this is something that I can completely relate to, having watched Black Panther, and how it incorporates culture so well into the movie that it makes you feel like you might be at home. If you're of the Latino, Hispanic, I can't speak for that culture and that race, but you may feel some very similar beats here and feel very familiar with this film, just like I felt with Black Panther. I love how much it incorporates culture and music into the film. It does it very well, in my opinion, and I love how close the Reyes family are. They are so tight-knit. They're so close. I love them. I love them. And let me tell y'all, Nana, y'all saw Nana in the trailer with that big old gun. Man, she kills it in this film. She's an MVP. That's all I'm going to say. But she was awesome. I had such a blast with Blue Beetle, and I loved how much the family were so close and how much they were important to one another, and how family really fueled Jaime Reyes and was actually what helps him, not what hurts him. Such a great relationship between all of them. I love this movie. I think it's funny. I think it's sharp. I like it a lot. I actually really like the pacing too. The suit. Guys, the suit looks so good. Holy smokes, the suit looks... This is one of the best suits of superhero movies in a while. I thought the suit looked so organic and so shiny and so good, and it looked very close to its comic book and Young Justice counterpart. It looked awesome. It looked believable. It was cool. I liked the robotic beetle arms. It just looks so awesome, and all the morphing of the weapons, and even the way the suit takes over him and actually clings onto him. It looks believable. It looks good, it looks organic, it just looks awesome, and the blue shiny color just works so well. And I love the different gadgets and the different use of weapons and how it just really feels like Blue Beetle from the comics. This man nailed Jaime Reyes and Blue Beetle, and I just am here for it. The action scenes are fun, it's a lot of fun. The production and the sets were really nice as well. I like the neighborhood that it takes place in. I just really like a lot, and guess what, y'all? The VFX in this are way better than Flash, and I don't think that's saying much. Just like saying this is the best DC film of the year, not saying a lot, but I had a lot of fun, and I think honestly, it lands a place in my top 5. I had a blast with Blue Beetle. Now, let me talk about a couple things that maybe were not that great. Like I said, Bruna Marquezine, she's good, but I think some of the line delivery for me was a little off with that character. I was just like, oh, like some of it's a little awkward. So, and I don't think that the formulaic nature of some of the parts really hurts it. I think sometimes it can kind of have a little bit of a lull. There are a couple of lulls in some parts and a couple of parts that might be kind of but all in all, I had a really good time. Maybe not the best script in the DCEU, but certainly not the worst. I think this is the best DCEU movie since The Suicide Squad. So I'm honestly probably putting it in my top 5, maybe even top 4. I gotta look at my DCEU rankings first before I decide exactly where it goes, but I really liked Blue Beetle. It just felt like it had a heart of gold, and it was something, in my opinion, that DC really needed. And that's why it's so unfortunate to see how this feels like it's being buried. It feels like it's just not being marketed nearly enough as The Flash or even Shazam 2. It just needed a bigger marketing push, because this to me feels like a unique blend of Spider-Man, Iron Man, and a unique superhero, Latino culture superhero movie. I think that it really blended these things together very well, threw it in a blender, and it came out to be a delicious, wonderful movie, and I really enjoyed it. I just hope it performs somewhat decent at the box office, because I think it deserves that. It has a unique, fresh energy for the DCEU, which has been a mess for the past few years. How many times have we all said this? How many times can we agree? How many times can we come back to it? The DCEU is a mess, but Blue Beetle feels fresh. It feels different. It feels unique, in my opinion, and it feels very self-contained. And that was something that I respected and loved a lot, that it felt self-contained. There's not a lot of DCEU references, and you get that line in the trailer about George Lopez calling Batman a fascist. But other than that, there's not a lot of interference from the DCEU, and I like that. Listen, guys, we've gotten Wonder Woman cameos in the last couple of films, and I love Gal Gadot. I love Wonder Woman, but I will admit, it's kind of like, okay, how many times are we gonna do the same gag? So I'm glad we didn't have Justice League members show up and all this stuff. Like, it stays pretty to itself, and I love that. And I think that I think a lot of DCEU origin films deserve that. I think they deserve to have their own universe and to stay pretty inside baseball in their own universe. So I really enjoyed what this had to offer, guys. Blue Beetle was funny, it was charming, it was very family oriented. I loved it, guys, and it really incorporated the Latino culture. I thought it was awesome, guys. You gotta let me know down in the comments if you've seen Blue Beetle, how you feel about it, guys. If I had to give a rating to Blue Beetle, and I know I'm high, I know I'm shooting high here. I really like the character in the comics. I really like the portrayal. I know I'm going higher for some people. I'm going with a 9 out of 10. I liked it a lot. It's in my top 5. I really enjoy Blue Beetle, and I will be watching this again. So let me know down in the comments how you like the movie. I understand I'm probably a little higher than some others, but let me know what you thought about Blue Beetle, because guys, I loved it. Let me know down in the comments what you think, and if you haven't seen it yet, are you anticipating it? Is it maybe one of your top anticipatory films of the year, or are you maybe just saving that for Max? Let me know down in the comments, and if you're thinking about saving it, go ahead and support this one at the box office, because it needs it, guys. We'll see you next time on Geekly Goods.